Season 48, War number 5, and we are up against KMSCA, and this time my team will be Werewolf by Night, Toad and White Tiger. I will be taking Path 1 in Section 1, Path 6 in Section 2, Kate Bishop, Gorr, Adam and Bullseye mini-bosses, as well as the Onslaught boss, once again using Werewolf. Now, this time around I do have a few path fights to take with him as well, which is great since he's a very strong champ and fun to use as well. Starting off, we have a Peni here on the personal space regeneration node, and I'm gonna start this war off by taking it with Werewolf by Night. Now, Werewolf, you wouldn't really consider him a counter to Peni under normal circumstances, but at the same time you can just hit the opponent's block with mediums, stack up the ruptures, and that's about all you need to do, and well, Peni can't really do anything. The only way for her to auto-block is if you hit her directly, so that's not gonna be a problem. I can just do this over and over, howl whenever it is ready, get to my special 2 that way, and then with the curse active and at the special 2, I'll just go ahead, throw it, and the ruptures will just melt her. Now, unfortunately she did auto-block the special 2 here, but even then the ruptures through the block hit very hard and she just got melted. But unfortunately, due to the auto-block, I do have to heal him up a bit going forward, but either way, she just, I don't know, Werewolf just has so much damage that is so easy to access that it is a little bit silly at times. Now, next up here we have an Elsa Bloodstone on the Masochism Overtime node, and I'm taking the fight with Toad. Now, Toad is a tactic champion and so is Elsa, so I need to stack up the prowesses to deal with the indestructibles. And as soon as I get to at least 3 of the tactic prowesses, I will completely shut down the Masochism node, meaning I can parry freely and inflict poisons as well. The Masochism regeneration will not trigger, and I can just focus on spamming my own special ones to take this fight down. Now, Toad is a very strong champion against most skilled defenders, because whenever the skilled defender dashes in either direction to purify a poison, it can turn into a passive poison which deals a ton of damage that scales with the amount of prowess you have. And with just a few prowess at this point, the passive poison is hitting very hard, and as the fight goes on, the damage is just gonna keep ramping up higher and higher, so long as I don't throw my special 2 to consume my prowess. Fight went down in roughly a minute, could have been a lot faster if my crit RNG was better, but overall the fight went well, and that said, Elsa Bloodstone isn't really the strongest defender even with this tactic. As long as you play around the indestructibles by landing those perfect blocks, or rather well-timed blocks, and hitting the opponent's block, there's nothing really to worry about. Now, next up we have a Hulkling on the superior specials, prowess build up unblockable, and return policy nodes, and I'm taking the fight with White Tiger. Now, before I went in, I kind of forgot about the return policy node. I just remembered it when I was reading the nodes right before going in, and I went ahead and threw on an indestructible boost, which is a great idea. Since with White Tiger, the strat against Hulkling is to just spam special 2s. When the bleed expires, it nullifies all the regen buffs on the opponent, giving you a ton of power from Mystic Dispersion. But due to the return policy node, that also means that Hulkling here will shoot up to a special 3. So essentially, keeping that in mind, I just decided to go for some special 2 spamming over and over and over again, just back to back to back to back special 2s as long as I could. If Hulkling threw the special 3, I would simply just tank it with the invulnerability boost, but he never got the chance to do so, and I finished the fight without taking a single point of damage. Now, had I forgotten about the indestructible boost, that would have been a scary fight with the 200% prowess from the node as well. A single special 3 could likely have finished me off from full health, so definitely saved myself by rereading the nodes. Now this fight here then is a bishop on the prowess build up unblockable and passively special nodes, and I'm taking the fight with Werewolf. And the game plan here, once again, just hit the opponent's block with your mediums to stack up prowess, spam those special 2s, which is a lot easier and faster against bishop anyways due to the regen buffs he gains. Just let MD shoot up your power and just dump it as soon as you get the special 2. 2 special 2s from Werewolf, and this bishop just completely melts, and just to prevent him from having the chance to even try to throw the special 1 himself, I went ahead and threw mine, which did happen to land. Had it not landed, it would have hit him into the block and he would have melted from the prop shoes anyways before the special animation ended. So I basically just locked in the fight so I wouldn't be able to make any more mistakes before it was over. Overall, Werewolf, while not exactly a counter to the node specifically or the defender, he is able to play around the fight very well. And then here we have a Kate Bishop on the power snack and 1 too many hits mini-boss node, and I am taking the fight with White Tiger. Her being immune to nullify means that the power snack node will never trigger, and then all that's really left is the actual defense tactic. That is handled by White Tiger being a tactic attacker, so as long as I can keep the prowesses up, there is absolutely nothing for me to worry about. Now you saw me go for a parry there and hit Kate Bishop without worrying about the stun evade, counter attack, whatever you wanna call it, and the reason for that is every single one of those prowesses lowers the opponent's chance to purify by 34%, so 3 prowesses and purify abilities will not work unless their ability accuracy is increased somehow or another. That basically means that Kate Bishop's only real defensive ability is completely shut down, so again there's really nothing to worry about. The only real annoying thing left is the 1 too many hits node with the power stings, but that's very simple to manage as well, and I finished the fight with basically full health. The fight could have been a little bit faster, but overall, as long as the fight goes down, and preferably at full health or close to it, I'm not gonna complain. And now next up we have a Gorr, this time on a different node, being on the Burden of Might and High Energy Diet mini-boss node, but I will still be taking this fight with White Tiger. The tactic is basically necessary against any defense tactic champions, so that's reason number 1, and 2, well, as I have shown in previous wars, White Tiger just completely destroys Gorr. Now instead of going for the invulnerability boost like I usually do against him, I went for the advanced power boost to get to my special 2 faster and get that bleed up to shut down the healing, steal the healing, and then just nullify the regens, get to another special 2 faster, drop it, and now at this point Gorr is almost dead. Now I did panic there a little bit after I got hit and I went ahead and threw my special 2, which Gorr did manage to avoid to start with, but for whatever reason he decided it would be a great idea to try to dash at me mid-special animation, and I did manage to land the rest of it to finish him off. Got pretty lucky there, not gonna lie, but even then if I had gotten hit, I would have been able to survive it either way and shrug off any damage in debuffs I would have gotten on myself, and even then probably just healed back most of the damage with the health steal. And now already on to the next fight, we have an Adam Warlock here on the power efficiency and whatever else this node has, the mini-boss node, and I'm taking the fight with White Tiger. And the game plan here is to land some parries at the start of the fight to stack up the prowess, which is extremely important, and then just try to do some special 2 spam to take him out. I went ahead and used an invulnerability boost here as well, just to make sure if I happen to push him to a special 3 I would be able to tank it, but for whatever reason he decided to just pause, stand there for a minute and then throw the special 2, which I was not ready for. It was unblockable, I ate it, consumed the invulnerability boost, so now at this point I am very worried, especially now that I mistimed my own special with the falter. That could have ended very badly. A single special 3 from this guy hurts very bad with the massive fury he gets, but luckily this time around he didn't punish me for my mistakes and I did manage to get the fight down. Now, just to mention, while Adam Warlock has the Sovereign buff active, he lowers the opponent's stun, debuff ability accuracy on parries, which means that normally you wouldn't be able to land them while the Sovereign buff is active. That, however, can be bypassed with the White Magneto pre-fight giving you passive parry stuns, which is why I had the pre-fight on there. It makes the fight a lot easier. And now we have the good old Bullseye on the Stunning Reflection and Polka Dot Power mini-boss node, and I will be taking the fight with Toad. And I make a huge mistake before I even enter the fight, by not using an advanced power boost. Having access to the special one to start off with is extremely useful here in case the AI is doing anything annoying, and I definitely should have done that, but I didn't, and well, the reason why it would be important should be evident soon enough. So now, due to the AI being passive, I am melting from the brute force timer and I still gotta wait the evade timer out, and I'm already well below 50% at this point, which sucks. And now I made the mistake of hitting into the evade, eating a special one immediately afterwards, and I'm basically dead at this point. So I just go for a Hail Mary play, just be aggressive, land some parries, double mediums, special ones. First special one crits on the second hit for 113,000, which is a lot. And then the second special one that I just managed to get from the Polka Dot Power node did land double crits, dealing roughly 150k damage right then and there, allowing me to finish the fight off before I actually dropped dead myself. So overall, I got very lucky. I managed to finish the fight, and once again I made a mistake by not using the correct boost. Should have led to my death, but for some reason it didn't. But I can't be mad at that. I'm actually very happy that it didn't, since, well, I don't take my own deaths too well most of the time. Either way, this tactic is taking years of my life at this point, and this is our only war number 5 of the season. It's only gonna get worse, though I guess at this point in time the tactic has been nerfed, but that wasn't the case for this specific war yet. Anyways, here we have the final fight of the war, an Onslaught boss that I am taking with Werewolf by night, and as usual, game plan is to just hit the opponent's block with mediums, stack up the ruptures, let them deal some damage, then howl whenever possible, get to that special 2 using the howls, activate the curse, drop the special 2, and repeat until the fight is done. Since I'm not hitting Onslaught directly, I'm not getting any neuroshocks on myself, and the power he gains is very little. I don't really have to worry about baiting too many specials, and on top of all that, he's not getting too many of the resistance buffs from the resistor node either, allowing me to get almost full damage on basically all of my debuffs. He's single special 2, and this guy is already almost at 60%, and yeah, I just gotta repeat this a few more times and down he goes. Nothing else special to mention here, I will just let the fight play out. And there we have it. 3 special 2s was all it took, and this Onslaught boss goes down. A very simple fight, no real threat there. Even if I would mess up a dex on a special 1 at some point, it wouldn't be enough to kill Werewolf, and well, he can heal back a ton of health with his regen anyways while the curse is active. As for the results, we did end up winning this war 38-18. So not a pretty war on our part, but we did get the win, so I'm not gonna complain about it.